What it takes to fall.
Hey, Russell of Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. Today is, what is the day? Hump Day, February 11th, 2026. This is the daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So, well, today is Wednesday, so I have to do it, right? I just want to make sure I am live on IG like I'm supposed to. Yeah, okay, it's working now. You know what? It's funny how maybe a month ago I was having issues with connecting to Instagram, right? So I'm live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Now, Instagram, if for people that don't know this, people that connect to it all the time, they know, right? Especially if you're doing from a platform like Restream, you have to go outside of the Restream app and open up another window for Instagram, and you have to copy and paste a streaming key. So a lot of people are like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And why are you telling us that? Because it's all about learning, right? Somebody may want to learn how to do this kind of stuff, and they may be having that same issue. I had the same issue, so I'm like, no one told me. I had to figure it out. So anyway, so now it's not a big deal. I don't have to talk about it anymore. I don't think so. So let me just make sure. Yep, we are live on Instagram. So hello to the Instagram people. Feel free to make your comments. The comments are open. So it's all about that chat, right? It's all about that chat. It's all about engagement. And I welcome the engagement. So feel free to engage. Okay. Let me know if you're going to engage, though. I just have one rule or one thing I need from you. Let me know where you are. Okay. What city in this world that you happen to be tuning in from. Okay. So, anyway, once again, it's a daily check in. Did you guys check out my on air with Russell of Hotels yesterday? I had a guest, Mr. Victor Simmons. That was fire. He's writing a new book. So Victor's a dear friend of mine. I mean, real close friend. We went to college together. We played football together. You know, um, we just been homies for a long time, right? I mean, it goes like 40 years. Okay, somewhere around there. So, but yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is, right? I can't deduct none of the years, right? It is what it is. But he wrote a book, right? And he's gonna be doing this book launch March 3rd. It's gonna be out in the Palm Springs area. But the book is called The Presence Driven Leader. Lead with presence, not position. Man, I love that. I love the title, right? So he was able to explain everything about the book and what it entails and kind of how he even came up to write a book, right? So check that out. So go. I said all that to say this. If you haven't checked out the on air with Russell of Hotels yesterday, that comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Actually, it came on yesterday at 4 o'clock because he was having some technical difficulties. But if you if you were unable to check it out live yesterday, please go and check it out. It's on these same platforms. Just go on either LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, and you'll be able to see the replay. And I thought it was dope. I thought it was fire. And of course, he does a great job. And I asked him some questions. I was able to get some insight in he's an HR expert, right? He's an HR guru, HR extraordinaire. Okay, so he was able to break down some of the stuff because I have questions about things, right? About general managers and HR. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people do. What is the role? What happens when the GM goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? What is the role of that HR person, right? Do they just let the GM go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Or do they have to reel him or her back in? And how do they do that, right? Because I know that's something that happens every now and then. I'm not saying that every GM goes cuckoo, but there's quite a few that do. And I've worked for a couple. It had nothing to do with me. They were cuckoo before they started working. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Okay. So I did not necessarily have a topic today, but just remember this. every time I do one of these shows, I will never, ever, well, unless I have a guest, really. I guess, never say never. I'll never, ever not show a hotel or a destination, okay? Because that's what it's all about, right? It's all about the engagement. That's good. It's all about having guests come on, tell their story. I love that as well. But at the end of the day, it's about branding for hotels and destinations. Okay, it's branding for myself, right? Okay, Russell of Hotels. But anyone that comes on, guess what? They're going to get some branding. All right, they're going to get some branding, get some recognition, all that kind of stuff. And that's what it's at the end of the day. That's what it's all about. So, so excuse me. Ooh, I'm getting kind of choked up. But yeah, so every time I do one of these shows, I will definitely showcase a hotel. So, and you guys know I'm fresh off the IPEC, or maybe you didn't know that. But yes, fresh off of IPEC, which stands for Independent Planners Educational Conference. Now, we're independent planners. Now, on Monday, we talked about this as well, because on Mondays, it's devoted to Miss Tiffany English coming on, and we talk about, you know, the previous week's experience, whatever that happened to be. And last week, we were at IPEC, which was in Chandler, Arizona, right outside of Phoenix, at the Gila River Resort and Casino. Okay, you can see the information right there at the bottom, or on to my this side, okay, of me. You can see that. And if you want to look that up, feel free to do that. And that's what it's all about, right? A lot of people don't realize, people that maybe can do some branding for their hotel, their resort and casino, that I want to say is 60, between 60 and 65% of the people that will actually see this show will look up Gila River Resort, or they'll look up IPEC, because it's there. I'm talking about it. It's there visually for them. They're like, what the heck is this Gila River Resort? I go to Phoenix all the time, never heard of it. Okay, well, it's in Chandler, it's not in Phoenix, it's outside of Phoenix. So they may want to check that out. Between 60 and 65% of the people will actually look that up. So that's what it's all about, right? When you talk about branding and being visible and being intentional, all that stuff, I'm all that in a bag of chips, right? So, and I'm all that not just for me, but I'm all that for brands, right? So if brands are interested, if you're interested in having your thing, I do this 5 days a week. I do a show 5 days a week. Okay. So it reaches so many people, it's ridiculous. Okay. And it's not all hotel people, because some people, there's a misnomer here that, oh, Russell of Hotels only reaches the hotel people or people within the industry. No, not at all. In fact, do you know this? Can I tell this story real quick? Years ago, when I first got on LinkedIn, I was trying to broaden my network, right? Like anybody should be trying to do that. But back in the day, and I'm saying it goes over 10 years ago, LinkedIn did not want you to venture off your own little tribe. Like, say, if you were hospitality or within the hotel space, they wanted you to connect with those people. They didn't want you to connect with people outside of your industry. And what had happened to me was I was connecting with people outside of the industry. And I got, for whatever reason, flagged or whatever, and I got suspended by LinkedIn. They suspended me for, like, I don't remember what it was, a month. I don't remember. It was a while. And they said that I was trying to connect with people that were outside of my industry, and the people didn't know me. I'm like, what the hell is LinkedIn about? What is it for? Isn't it for, people to broaden their network? Regardless if they're in your industry or not. In my business as a hotel site selection, guess who are my clients? Are my clients hotel people or destination people? No, those are my partners, but my clients are insurance companies, law firms, accounting firms, associations, government agencies, whatever the heck it is, sports teams. Well, they're not under hospitality. Okay, so you have to go outside of that. So I learned back then that I'm just going to connect with everybody. And that's what I did. And so, say I have 30,000 people on LinkedIn that I'm connected with, probably more than half of those people are not hotel people. Okay, there's a lot of people that are other than hotel people, and that's what you want when you connect with LinkedIn people. Of course, you want to connect with the people that you know. Like I went to this conference, IPEC, and I connected with probably, well, you always want to connect with everybody. So if I had 23 appointments, I connected with 23 people. Okay. At least I attempted to. Sometimes those people are not on LinkedIn. Why? I don't know. Who the heck wouldn't be on LinkedIn? But sometimes they're not on there. So I can't connect with them unless I go to like Instagram or whatever and try to find them that way. But I'm always going to look at LinkedIn first because that's business to business for the most part. Okay. So in fact, keep LinkedIn, and keep Facebook. Okay. Facebook is something totally different, although I do make sure that I transmit to Facebook, right? But Facebook is a separate animal, a separate beast in its own right, okay? Just like LinkedIn is, and YouTube and Instagram. So just make sure this is business to business. So I put a lot of my eggs in that LinkedIn basket. So there you go. So I told you a little story. Did you hear it? Did you like this story? Make sure, if you don't follow me on LinkedIn, you do like and subscribe, whatever the heck they say. But let me check Instagram and see if there's any. No comments, nothing over there, and that's okay. That's all right. So anyway, so once again, this is IPEC. IPEC, which stands for Independent Planner Educational Conference. Now, we are independent planners, and what does that mean? Let me just kind of explain. Maybe that's the topic for today. Let me explain what an independent planner is. An independent planner, and I explained this kind of in great detail the other day on Monday with Tiffany, but I want to explain it again because guess what? The same people that watched on Monday may not be the same ones that are watching right now on Wednesday. So, independent planner, meaning we are our own entity. We started our own business. We don't have a name, that is recognized by some people. I mean, it's not, even if you're a conference director, Helms Briscoe, does that mean that's a household name in some people with some people, right? Everyone does not know who Helms Briscoe or Conference Direct or American Express or anybody like that. Everybody does not know that exists. Just like they may not know who Russell of Hotels is. That's the name of my company, Russell of Hotels. But Tiffany has her own. She has her own name. So we've taken on the risk of being 100% entrepreneurs. Okay. But we happen to be event planners, meeting planners, or meeting professionals, or hotel site selection people, where we do sourcing for companies and organizations for meetings, right? So that's what I do. I'm hotel site selection, but I'm independent of everything else. Okay. So we started the business. If people have IATA numbers, it's under my name. It's not under an umbrella. It's under Russell of Hotels. Okay, that's my IATA number, right? And people will know what that is. That allows us to get commission from hotels. Okay, some people they charge a fee, an upfront fee for the clients. Some people just rely on the commission. I happen to do both. Okay, I charge an upfront fee for any new clients, and I also get commission on the back end from the hotels, okay, which is perfectly legal, perfectly well, and hunky dory or whatever. If that's what you do, you run your business the way you run it. But as an independent, it behooves us to look at different ways that we can, do things. Okay, sometimes when you're under an umbrella, you can only do what the umbrella allows you to do. Okay, so once again, we are independents. So just like some like Helms Briscoe or Conference Direct, they have their annual meeting. This is our annual meeting. It's called IPEC, Independent Planners Educational Conference. Okay. So we talk about things, within your business, what's going on with this, what's going on with that. How are you doing this? Are you doing that? If you haven't done that, you may want to try this. So it's kind of it's a group of people, like-minded people for the most part, that have done the same thing, maybe a little different, but it's just a way of kind of getting everybody together and having a good time, but being educated at the same time, and then setting up one-on-one appointments, which I'll get to in a little while. One-on-one appointments where you can, meet with destinations, meet with hotel people, and go from there, right? Form those partnerships, those potential partnerships. So we do some of the same things, but like I said, we assume the 100% of the risk. Okay, 100% of it. So we can't call up. I do my own collections. Okay, so if a hotel owes a commission, I'm the one following up. Okay, or unless I have an assistant and I'll hire an assistant to do that. But that's up to me to do. Okay, so everything has to do with me. Branding, advertising is all 100% on us. Okay, there's no name out there that supposedly everybody knows that's doing all that for us. No, 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 no. We do it ourselves. So this is part of branding, right? Me doing what I do is part of how I get business from potential clients. It's because they see me. It's all about visibility. Visibility, being intentional, telling your story. Okay. So it's all about those things. It's all about elevating your brand as a way of only you can do. You can only do that, right? So we have complete control over that if we're going to brand ourselves or not. Okay. So if no one knows who I am, then shame on me, right? It has nothing to do with anyone else. It has everything to do with me. 100% of that responsibility is Russell Edmond or Russell of Hotels, right? So that's why I do some of the things that I do, because it's all about visibility. It's all about being intentional. It's all about telling the story. It's all about elevating that brand. So there you go. So did I say enough? I think I did. I was on a roll right there for a minute. I was on a roll. So anyway, okay. So once again, IPEC at the Gila River, and that's pronounced Gila, not Gila. Okay, it's Gila as an H. It's like the G sounds like an H. Gila. So anyway, 446 guest rooms, 55,900 square feet of meeting space, very functional space, very nice space, very spacious space. Say that 5 times fast. This is some food, right? And always got to start off with the lettuce, right? Because you guys know I don't eat meat, right? But they had so many options. This is a thing, and I love IPEC for this. IPEC is a Northstar meetings event. So shout out to Northstar. I always love the choices they have when it comes to food. Because once again, you guys know I don't eat meat, I don't eat dairy. So they always have options. And you'll be surprised how many people that are, meat eaters and dairy eaters or whatever, they eat the same thing. They will try it. They will enjoy it, right? And I remember the closing dinner. I don't think this may be the closing dinner. This is after the boot camp. They had these Brussels sprouts, the like roasted Brussels sprouts and roasted cauliflower that had, oh my God, that had so much flavor. They had the right amount of seasoning. They weren't over seasoned, the right amount of seasoning. They had mashed potatoes. They had all these kind of things, right? But I focused on the because I didn't eat the mashed potatoes because I didn't know exactly what was on them and I didn't ask. But they didn't look. They looked like they had dairy in them, and which is fine. I mean, you choose to eat and what you choose to eat and or not eat. That's up to you, right? But what I did eat an abundance of was the cauliflower and the Brussels sprouts that were absolutely insane. Okay, so shout out to their chef there. Appreciate that. Shout out to Northstar for making sure they put that on the menu, right? Because and that shows me how creative a hotel can be. Because if they can do vegetables well, they can do a lot of things well. They can be creative, and that's what I look for. And when you throw something out there that's not the norm, vegan food or whatever, you want to see how they can do this, and they did a great job. That shows creativity because not everybody can do it. Everybody can do it, but not everyone can do it well. This hotel, the Gila River Resort and Casino, can do non-meat eats well. Now, some people out there may say, what the heck is non-meat eats? Well, that's what I call hashtag non-meat eats. That's my thing, right? So it's vegan, plant-based, whatever you want to say. I don't eat meat, so it's non-meat eats. So that's what I call it. Okay, so that's what I will refer to it as. I see Reese's 725. Hey, Reese's 725, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Make your comment if you want to. Say, hey, what's going on? Let me know where you are, where you're located. We need to know that. So let's move on here. Let's move on. And oh, this is the food truck they had. And they had non-meat eats on the food truck. And they also had chicken. I want to say it was like fried chicken or something like that, which people were, they were raving about as well. So I don't remember hearing anything like, oh, don't try that. Everything was good. Everything was exceptional. And like I said, this was a food truck. This is out in their kind of patio area. It's a green space next to the pool, so it was very nice. It was a nice night. It had been warm during the day, but in the evening, and this was in the evening, of course, it was quite pleasant. It was quite pleasant. It was more on the cooler side than on the warmer side, which was good for me because I don't like heat. But no, they did a great job. You can come over here, you ordered. I think they had some skewers like with tofu and like some grilled vegetables or whatever. That's what I got. Okay. But I think the main thing was it was like some fried chicken or something like that that people were just raving about and just eating by the buckets, the bucket full of chicken. You know what I mean? So this is the lobby area at the Gila River Resort and Casino. I didn't take any photos of the casino because I don't know if did I go through the casino. I guess I had to go through there, and it's separate from the hotel. So the entrance, you don't go through the casino. You just go, I mean, the hotel's on one side, the casino's on the other side, which is great. So there you go. So I love that part of it. I love that. It was good. It was good. So this is just the lobby area from the second level. I was just taking a photo up top. This is the 101. Okay, now I'm gonna show you something at the end of this, at the end of the show here. I'm gonna show you exactly what it looks like. Okay, this is like, okay, this is nice. I mean, you can see that, well, there's a lot of people in there. Look like, oh, some people are sitting at 6-foot tables or whatever. Yeah, these are they're getting ready for their one-on-one appointments. So this is actually before, I think this is before people started showing up for because this is a hotel person, because that's Doug right here, the guy right there. That's Doug, Doug Caldwell. He's with Atlantis in Bahamas. Atlantis in the Bahamas. Good friend, good friend. I see him all the time, right? So that's Doug. So he's waiting for his appointment to come, and we do one-on-one appointments. You got 15 minutes for them to find out about you and for you to find out about them. Okay, like what do you happen to have, or how you got started, or why you're doing this, or what brings you here, or whatever. And hopefully people lead with that, where they're trying to find out more about you and less about, do you have an RFP? Because 99% of the people don't have RFPs. Okay, so what are you going to talk about? You need to find out about them. Okay, and they find out about each other. Like, hey Doug, how long you been here at the Atlantis in the Bahamas? What do you like about it? All those kind of things. You need to find those things. Yeah, it's only 15 minutes, right? So that's what, 7.5 minutes for each person, whatever the heck it is. But that goes a lot further than, believe me, you sit down like, okay, what do you have for me? Because guess what? We talk about, the planners talk amongst themselves. Like, hey, do you remember that so-and-so? Did you happen to have an appointment with so-and-so? Like, no, I didn't. But yeah, they asked me for an RFP. I hadn't even sat down. That's not what this is all about. I mean, this is good if you happen to have it. But like I said, 99% of the people do not have an RFP. Okay. And 99% of the hotels or destinations walk away with no business. Okay. But you walk away with 100% you should walk away with 100% of a new connection, a new potential client, a new potential partner, or something like that. Okay, that's what you should go there for, to explain or to educate people on your destination, because everyone does not know your destination exists. Contrary to popular belief, everyone does not know, where Pasadena is, or how many hotels are there. They may know Pasadena because of the Rose Parade and the Rose Bowl, But guess what? Pasadena is a lot more than that. But if people don't explain it, if Debbie wasn't there, which I know she does, if Debbie didn't explain that, then people still wouldn't know what it was. But I know Debbie does a great job with explaining, the ins and outs of Pasadena, what it has to offer a group or a potential group. And it's not just all about the Rose Bowl and the Rose Parade, because that's only one time a year, right? Well, they got 365, 64 other days they need to fill up, right? So there you go. So this gives people an idea of what they can learn about that destination and that person happens to be presenting or representing that particular destination. Same for Gila River Resort and Casino. Find out about that property. Is there another one somewhere around? Why is it here? How long has it been there? You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's a lot of information we can find. How long have you worked here? All those things matter. But like I said, some people put the emphasis on, they put too much emphasis on, well, do you have an RFP? Well, what are we going to talk about? If you don't have an RFP, what are we going to talk about? Oh my God. People are something else. People are something else. This pool area right here, they had two pools there. One is I guess for everyone, and then there's an adult friendly pool, meaning it's only open for adults, and there's I think a jacuzzi over there as well. So it's, like I said, it's very nice. Very nice. This is my room, right? Of course, I'm always going to show my room where I slept. So, yeah, it was a double double. But no, I only slept in one bed. So I lay my clothes out on one and I sleep on the other. Typically, I sleep at the bed that's closest to the window, just in case somebody breaks in. I get a chance to, I get a running start at them, or maybe they get a running start at me. I don't know. But and I'm next to the window so I can jump out of it if I need to. No, I'm joking. But no, I typically like to be next to the window. I just do. Well, you do want to stay as far away from the door just in case some shit goes down. But yeah, but I keep the window open even at night so I can see, the sunrise and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's what I love about that. So yeah, but I don't have a problem with having a room with two beds. Of course, I prefer a king, but that's okay. Like I said, I can put my it's only me, so I can put my clothes on one bed and sleep in the other. So there you go. Or maybe I can go back and forth between bed to bed. No, I don't do that. That's crazy. I always got to think about the housekeeping too. I'm not trying to mess up the entire room. If I don't need to, I'm not gonna do it. But you got some people out there that are like, well, I'm gonna sleep in this bed tonight, and then the other one tomorrow night. I'm not the one that has to make up the bed. Whew, boy. So anyway, so yeah, no, very nice room, very well appointed. That's what people say. Oh, it's a very well appointed guest room. But yeah, no, it's very, very nice. Had a working desk, or a table with two chairs. Yeah, so I think I show you something else too. Oh, this was a gift, right? So I think I mentioned this. Tiffany had mentioned this the other day, but this is a gift that we received, right? It was a robe and slippers and a mask, like a sleeping mask or whatever, and a candle, which I have here, and I burned it last night. I'm like, oh, this smells pretty good. But the thing of it is, they gave a gift that was thoughtful enough for people to take with them, because believe me, we check in, or I check in the hotels all the time, and at events like this, and there's a gift there, and sometimes it doesn't even make the trip back home, depending on what it is, right? But this is a gift that is functional. People will use it. I mean, there's slippers and a big um, robe, nice, comfortable robe. Come on now, who's not going to use that? So I packed that stuff up. So I almost took the box. The box was so nice, but I said, you know what, that's just something extra that I got to carry. But no, it fit. Everything fit in my suitcase. So I'm like, I'm good to go. But no, it was very nice, very well thought, and it's getting used. Okay, so that's the thing, and it's all monogram. It has the Gila Resort and a casino logo on there. So there you go. It's all about that branding, right? Get that branding opportunity. Man, you just got to do it. A lot of people don't. realize the power of the brand, the power of branding. So this is a shower. I didn't take a picture of the toilet because everybody's seen the toilet. All the toilets are the same. Okay. The difference between a bathroom is the vanity area and the shower. Okay. Some have tubs, some have, a big vanity, double vanity, some have single vanity, but this one is a double one. Uh, a lot of room in there. In fact, in the shower, you can actually sit down. I was in there just sitting down, just meditating as the water is just running. And it has one of those, the rain shower head. Oh, I love that. I love the rain shower head. I'll be in there forever. But no, I'm not because you have to conserve water, right? So 5-minute showers all the time. So let's see what else can I show you here. Oh, this was like the meeting display, what meetings are going on. And it's pretty tall, right? So and of course that's LED and it's digital and nice. In fact, you have the QR codes for information there. So um the hotel already had this, and I guess Northstar just took advantage of that, which is good. More branding opportunities as well, including at the bottom sponsorships. So if you were sponsoring a breakfast or a dinner or whatever, you can put that at the bottom right there, right? So always take advantage of those branding opportunities. I think we sleep on those things when we're destinations or hotels and we're going to these events. I think we sleep on this. We sleep on those branding opportunities, and they definitely had opportunities to brand your hotel or your destination if that's what you chose to do. And I think they did a great job. I think they did a great job. Let's see. What else do I have? We're almost done. Don't worry. Oh, okay. This is what it actually looked like. Okay, I showed the photo. This is what it looked like as people are having their one-on-one appointments. That's me taking, of course, that's me. I'm having a appointment during this time. But you can see how many people, I get to kind of see the whole depth of the room. You can see a little bit of it, get an idea. But those are one-on-one appointments going on. Some of the, hotels and destinations had 2 people. So they like double teaming people or whatever. But they last, like I said, between, I want to say 12 to 15 minutes or something like that. So but it was good. It was all good. I'll show you. So they're explaining, the property. Some of them have laptops doing presentations. They're reading things, and they have your information. They know who you are. Who you work for. So they have your information, and you should know what you're meeting with as well. And there you go. So that's what a one-on-one. You have no idea. That's what you can hear all the what's going on, but it doesn't take away from your conversation. Some people would think that, oh my God, because you can hear on the video, you can hear all kind of chatter, right? But when you're that close to people, you're really not paying attention to anyone else other than that person that's across from you. Although, on this video, you can hear a lot of just outside noise. But when you're doing the appointment, I don't, I couldn't even tell you who was sitting next to, these people because I'm focused 100% on them and they're focused on you. And you can't hear, you can't hear the other people. So once you're in the zone, you can't hear. So one more. Hear little conversations, little snippets of conversation. All you hear is a lot of noise. It seems like a lot of noise going on. They may ask you questions like, what type of markets do you handle, within your business? And I always say it's a hodgepodge. It can be, I do sports, I do associations, some smaller ones, law firms, accounting firms, insurance companies. I'll tell them that, and basically the breakdown of that, because not all of them are the same size. Some of them can be larger, like the sports groups that I do. I can have up to 10 teams or something like that. And with each 10 team or with each team, they can be about 16 people, right? So that one group or that one event could be 160 people. But that doesn't necessarily equate to 160 rooms, but it can, that's a starting point at least, right? So yeah, so it's just different size groups, different markets. Some people maybe only handle, oh, I only do corporate because I have, one accounting firm, and this is what I plan for. But me, I just happen to have multiple markets within the groups that I handle, right? Some are leisure, right? Some of them do international travel, so they may do things here in the States, but they also do some things leisure as well. Some of them do cruises, and I do a lot of pre and post cruise for hotel rooms, right? So say they're doing a 10-day cruise, but on either end of the cruise they need rooms for maybe one night or 2 nights. Say they're flying there, I mean they're taking a cruise out of Florida, let's just say Orlando. Okay, so they're going to be in Orlando for one night on the pre, and then they go on the cruise for 10 days and then come back on the post. They may have 1 or 2 nights over there, right? And then they fly out. So that's what I'm looking for when it comes to hotels. Even if it's a leisure, they're still going to need hotels because they're still traveling as a group for the most part, and they all may fly in and then fly in from wherever their respective cities, but they may be flying to Europe on the same flight, or they may be taking a cruise at the same time, of course, right? But they're all flying in, and they all have pre and post room needs. So it doesn't matter, leisure, corporate, sports, Smurf, whatever the heck it is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So real quick, now some people may have seen these, and this has nothing to do with what we were just talking about. But on the intro, I always show this, right? And some people are like, what is that? Or maybe it's gone too fast and they didn't see it, right? Well, I haven't even talked about this. So International Hospitality Institute comes up with these top 100 digital thought leaders in hospitality for 2026. Okay. I happen to be one of those. Okay. So me and 99 other people. Okay. So I just wanted to take this time to once again thank the International Hospitality Institute for this distinction, for this recognition. And I want to say this is the third year in a row that I've received this. So, and I don't take any of this lightly. So I just appreciate, the accolade, the recognition. I appreciate that. And not only top 100 digital thought leader in global hospitality. Global means international. That means around the world. Okay. That doesn't mean here in Los Angeles. Okay. That means everywhere. And then also top 100 social media influencer. Now, that influencer thing, I put that in quotes. I'm a content creator. Okay. I create content for hotels, for destinations. Okay. But some people say, oh, you're an influencer. Listen, oh, okay. If that's someone else, if someone else wants to label me that, that's fine. But if someone asks me, say, what do you do? I know you do this hotel site selection thing, but you're always on social media. So are you like a hotel influencer? Like, I don't call myself an influencer. I call myself a content creator. Okay. And who happens to do it on social media. Right. But like I said, that's someone else's label, and I'll accept that as well. But I just don't refer to myself as that because it's I don't have a lot of people have millions and millions of people of followers and they're social media influencers and all this. No, I'm not all that. I don't have millions. Let's say that. But um, but if you want to call me that, if people want to call me that, that's fine. It's just that I don't refer to myself as that. So anyway, but I do appreciate the International Hospitality Institute for once again recognizing me for on both things. So once again, the social media influencer as well as a digital thought leader. So there you go. I mean, I just wanted to put that up there real quick before I got off of here. But yeah, so QR code. If you want to know my website and my email, just click on the QR code or put your camera over the QR code, your camera, camera phone, put it over there, and a little thing will illuminate, pop up, and it'll say probably Russell of Hotels, and just push that, and you get all my information. So I always want to make sure, I'm not sure if you even recognize that there's a QR code throughout this presentation or this show that I've been doing for the last 40 minutes. Damn, I've been talking that long. And I say I didn't have a topic, and I still talk that long. So anyway, so yeah, so take advantage of the QR code. QR code would always be there. Someone gave me a little advice a couple of weeks ago and said, hey, you need to put a QR code. And I'm like, I do? They're like, yeah, you do. And I'm like, okay. And this thing, this Restream that I use, I already had that capability. All you had to do is go in and just, change some things or put your email in there and your website, and boom, it forms a QR code for me. So there you go. So once again, thank you so much. Appreciate IPEC. Shout out to the people that organize IPEC, which are the Northstar people. We appreciate you. Appreciate all the people that I connected with during the last week, during those 3 days that I was in Chandler, Arizona. Once again, shout out to the Gila River Resort and Casino. They did a fantastic job. Your chef is excellent. Let them know that the food and beverage was up there. Okay, speaking from somebody that does not eat meat, I walked away from there stuffed and satisfied. And that's all you want, right? To be stuffed and satisfied, stuffed and satisfied. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that, because sometimes I'll say this. I've been to events before and I couldn't wait to get home, because I'm like, I'm gonna eat some food. When I get home, they didn't have anything for me. Nothing creative. Like the same, some bland stuff. They threw out some stuff with no seasoning. Just like you want seasoned meat or whatever the heck you're eating, we want the same things, right? We want things that are well seasoned, well cooked, maybe prepared a little different, some a little excitement. That's okay. Don't just plop something on the table and say, oh, they'll eat this. No, they won't. Or they will, but they'll talk about it too. And that won't be favorable for your hotel. So take your time, be creative. And once again, one thing that I have found out in doing what I do is that the people, or the hotels, or the chefs that serve good or great vegan or plant-based food, those are the most creative chefs I've seen. Okay, because they don't just prepare the vegan food exceptional. They do a good job for the regular food, like the meat and the chicken or the prime rib, whatever the heck it is. They always do a good job with everything. They're that creative where they're going to come up with some things that you're going like, oh my God, I've had this before, but never like that, because they're creative, right? So, and they're not limited to what they can do. They're not just going to throw some crap out there, because they know their name is attached to it. And I appreciate that. So once again, Gila River Resort and Casino, shout out to them. Appreciate everything you did. Northstar, thank you for picking that hotel. And thank you for just the professionalism you guys always show when we attend these things. The food, I mean, they had Pop-Tarts. Okay, I didn't mention this. The theme was 90s. Okay, of course, they had three bands. The first night they had two bands. They had a dinner, they had a after party, and they had like Pop-Tarts and all kind of things for like dessert. It was crazy, right? So they did not miss anything. They did not miss a beat or skip a beat. They did a great job. So once again, that food and beverage culinary team, kudos to you guys. So there you go. And the bands, whoever got those bands, cover bands, oh man, they were great. Outstanding. And I have more photos I'll show you later on in the week. So tomorrow and Friday, I'll show some other ones. But those are the ones I showed for today. So anyway, that is it. Thank you guys so much for joining. Feel free to make comments at any time. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. So I appreciate the new people that have joined, or that have connected with me. And real quick on that, this is one thing I hate, and this has to do with LinkedIn. Okay, people that, they want to connect with you. Okay. Sometimes I don't know the people, and that's fine. So I connect with them, and then automatically you get they're selling something. And just, you click, and then bing, that you get an automatic response that they're selling something. Oh, check this out. We're selling this. I'm selling that. I unconnect with those people. Or is that what you call it? Unconnect with them, unfriend them, or yeah, delete their connection, whatever the heck it's called. That's what I do. And I just got one right before I did this show. I'm like, why would you do that? Don't lead with that. Connect, and then let's do you even know who I am? Do you know anything about me? I mean, it's the same thing. It's in the same vein as I sit down at a one-on-one appointment at IPEC, and someone automatically asks me, where's your RFP? It's the same thing. You're selling something. You're trying to get something that I don't have, right? So I don't know what the percentage are, if people are going to buy that, but with me, it's 0%. Okay. So don't do that. If you do that, I mean, we're all business owners. I understand that we all want to get that next sale, but that's not the way to do it. Anyway, that is it. I'm Russell of Hotels, and I'm out. Have a great day. Happy hump day. And as always, peace.